So another story that I recently read that I think you guys will really like is with Bitcoin. So we've been seeing a lot of stories about Bitcoin in the news, and you know how you have to have the password. If you don't have the password for your account, you can't get in. We saw a story of someone being locked out of $200 million because they didn't know their password and they only had one attempt left to get their password. So we've been seeing a lot about this. And actually, a German man is keeping $60 million in Bitcoin from the police by never revealing his password. So he's being pretty sneaky there. So what happened is Germany said that they have seized more than 50 million euros, about $60 million in Bitcoin from this one person, but they can't access it because the person they took it from won't tell them their password. So they said they seized it, but in reality, can you really seize something that you can't access or use? So really, in my opinion, they didn't seize it at all. If they can't access the person's money, they can't use the money, they didn't really seize it. They're just saying words, but the person still has his password to the account, which means he could still access it. He could still get the money from it. The man that was in question that they seized the money from was actually sentenced and has served jail time for covertly installing Bitcoin mining software on people's computers. And throughout the entire process, he has never revealed his password. So even though he did something illegal and the government put him in jail, they still were never able to take the money away from him that he basically didn't steal, but the money that he made doing these fraudulent activities. So that's some of the issues with Bitcoin now, is that it's not regulated by any government, any country, and we're seeing this. It's not the major use for it, but we are seeing, criminal activities take place with these cryptocurrencies, and there's nothing really the government can do about it. Maybe in the future there will be, but right now, like we saw with Germany and this one man, they can't seize the money from him, even though he made this money illegally. And one other thing to keep in mind is that this password is so important. If you have a Bitcoin wallet or a crypto wallet, according to research right now, around 20% of Bitcoin in existence today, totaling about $140 billion, is completely lost, never be able to access it ever again, because it's locked up in wallets where people lost their passwords. We've heard lots of stories of this where people just, had Bitcoin in there for years. They bought it maybe a couple years ago. They forgot their password, and there is no way at all to access it. Doesn't matter what you do. It's not like it's backed by any government. There is nothing you can do if you lose that password, which means that money is completely inaccessible, and at this point, there's nothing they can do about it. So pretty interesting what's going on with Bitcoin. We'll have to see how this continues to develop. Bitcoin's price is continuing to surge. We're seeing it surpass $40,000. We're going to have to see where this continues to go and where this takes us.